I'm in a just giving food for thought moment. So it says when we die in the Bible that when you get to heaven, God will wipe away every tear. So you won't remember anything bad about life. You won't remember if a loved one made it to heaven or not. You'll just know that you're there and it's great. But if you burn in hell, not only will you be suffering the consequences of hell, but you'll remember everything in your life. So this is where selfishness becomes something you got to think about, right? When you die and go to hell, if you don't follow the Lord, you're going to remember everything. You're going to remember that you didn't tell your kids about God. You're going to remember that because of that, they didn't tell their kids about God. So you're going to be in hell, and it's going to be loneliness. There's no people hanging together. Solitude. Hell is solitude, where you can remember everything. So you're going to be sitting there going, oh my word, are my kids here? Did my grandkids end up here? Are they going to be stuck here because I didn't tell them about the Lord? Because I was too lazy to check and see if it's, am I right or wrong? Did you check into it? Huh? No. And then you're never going to know if they're there or not. So for eternity, not only are you going to be burning, but you're going to be wondering if your kids and grandkids are there and anybody else that you truly loved. And it's all because you won't even take a look into it. You're just going to live by the worldly ways of, I'm doing what I want, I'm going to do what I want. Well, life here is short and eternity is forever. And right now, to some of you, this is, Stretch is just crazy. He's this Jesus freak. That's, you know what? It's because I looked into, a man showed me what the Bible said. I started reading. I started praying. I got erupted by the Holy Spirit. I realized how wrong I was, how blind I was. And you guys that know me from the past, and I'm talking about the real past, not the 2001, the 2004, 2005 Stretch, who was in and out of God halfway, but I was different. I wasn't the same old mean guy I was back in the 80s and 90s, when I was ripping people's heads off in the bar and not caring about anyone. And whether you liked me or not, I didn't care. Some of you met me when I was a lukewarm Christian, when I was in and out. I believed in God, but I was still in the world. Well, and I was so miserable. The second time I went back into the 1% of the world was the worst mistake I ever made, because I was halfway in, halfway out, and I was miserable. Now I stay strictly to the Bible and happy. I know I'm going all over the place. This is food for thought stuff, though. But the worst part is the beginning of this video. You need to look into it. Because if you condemn yourself, it's one thing. But if you condemn your kids and your grandkids, that's another thing that you'll have to live with in eternity. Isn't that worth checking into? Isn't that worth sitting under a Bible study? Isn't that worth finding out? Take an hour of your week and sit with someone who knows, or even more if you get into it. There's people like me that'll talk to you every day about the Bible and the Lord and what it says. You give a little bit of your time, just a little bit of your time to the Lord, and then you want to give a little bit more, and give a little bit more. I was a 7-day-a-week drinker. God took that away. I didn't need AA. I didn't need anything. God took it away, man, and I don't need it. I can go anywhere. I can go hang around in a bar and it doesn't affect me. There's people in AA that can't be around drinking for a second because they'll slip, they'll fall, they'll slide, because it's human nature. Mine got taken away supernaturally. God took it away. I was a 7-day-a-week drinker. I know some of you that know me don't know me from back then. But man, speed, weed, and beer, man, that's what I wanted. Speed, weed, and beer, dude. And God just said, done. And I don't have any, oh my word, I might slip. Oh no, I can't go here because I might get tempted. I'm just telling you, dude, the supernatural healing of God is tremendous. And back to the original part of the message. Do you want to live eternity wondering if you condemned your children and their children to hell because you didn't look into something? This is a sobering moment right here, as far as I'm concerned, to think about that. I have a friend who tells his kids the apostle stole Jesus' body off the cross. He's condemning them to hell. Condemning his own kids to hell. Something to think about. God bless.